But yeah, y'all want to get into some spoiler thoughts? Yeah? All right. So for anyone that hasn't seen the movie, this is your stop.
Yes.
Unless you want to be just the dirtiest O and just go into MI like just knowing whatever we say next. Can do that if you'd like. Sometimes I've been known to get filthy like that. But for a Mission Impossible movie, I don't think you should. This is your spoiler warning. Fair and fucking flagged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had like good 45 seconds now to just like get the fuck out of Dodge. But yeah, go see the movie. Light the fucking fuse, baby.
Shout out to that Like the Fuse podcast as well. Those guys had bloody The Cruise on it.
Oh, wow.
They went from having Macquarie on it to having Cruise on it. It's amazing.
That's nuts. Jealous. Questions I would ask that man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Let's get into the shit. All right. What worked for you, Oz?
Can I go?
You go first.
All right. So the story really, really worked for me. I love the fact that Macquarie would have come up with a story maybe 2 years ago. No, nearly 4 years ago. Yeah. In theory. But those 4 years, he sort of captured what the world is going to go through now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird that the subject matter of the movie, the villain of the movie is an AI.
Yeah.
Right. And sort of them capturing that sort of MacGuffin before that even happened. I mean, having the foresight to see that sort of happening.
Yeah.
And all the fears of the world that, I mean, everyone's scared of that shit right now.
100%. Yeah.
It was just great.
Just
amazing.
On that, the way that they emulate Benji, the way that the entity emulates Benji is a real thing that they're worried about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI, using AI to recreate your likeness and just scamming your friends and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, no. We saw you on the video camera. You're there. We can see you. We can hear you.
Verified.
It's verified. We saw your face clearly. Like you were there. You're going to jail now for 30 years. Like, yeah.
100%. For me, the thing that worked the most was Isai Morales.
Yeah.
Now, they don't give you too much about his backstory, but obviously tied to Ethan Hunt. And I was like that while they kept a lot of that shit mysterious, which I think is essential when you want to tell like a bigger story arc, but also you had enough in this movie to sort of like him. The way he presents himself, he's a physical threat as well as like he's smart. He knows everything. And then just from what you were saying there, Bado, about the foresight, it's almost like he's the prophet. You know, in Minority Report, how that shit seems so cool when she was like, take the umbrella, do this, do that.
Yeah.
But it's almost like he can sort of see what's happening and then he plans his moves around that. And that makes like someone really dangerous. Even turning the way he turns on Paris at the end.
Yeah.
That was a big surprise for me.
Nice.
It also 100% worked.
Yeah, for sure. What worked for me, and I mentioned this before in the initial thoughts, was the introduction of new characters to that compendium of characters that we have. And the reason why I say that is because of the introduction of Hayley Atwell. I thought it was very natural with bringing her in and how like Ethan uses that to his own advantage during that airport scene as well. I thought that all worked out really well.
Yeah. And like the same way that they had him by the balls to join the IMF, he kind of does that to her as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so much like the dog walked you into the IMF. You know what I mean? Like you got no
Yeah.
choice. But like if you chose to kind of go out there, you'd be on your own, on the run. You'd be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. Do
Yeah.
you want that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
team was strong in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I know that from a film point of view and a character point of view, they couldn't always give them the time to sort of shine, but then Benji and Luther got a big portion of it, and then they chose
Yeah.
to take Luther out of the picture.
Yeah.
Same with Ilsa as well.
Yeah.
The way they sort of like moved them in and out, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love what's his face. Yeah, the new characters were great. I think the way that Haley Atwell was written was really sort of natural and whatnot, and
Yeah.
she was like really at the top of her game, and her performance was great. I love how playful she is with Cruz, and
Yep.
just like the character in general was just really written well.
Yeah.
Tom, go on.
No, I was gonna say, I think what was really good is that she says less. She's not
Yeah.
talking like a mile a minute. You know what I mean? Just like trying to get across. This is my personality. I'm playful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shit that she does and the looks that she gives.
yeah.
And Haley, I fell in love straight away.
Oh man, I've been.
Shit, I was just like, I'm ready to risk it all.
I always look for the ring in the like the interviews and whatnot, and I can see it. It just pisses me off. What's his face? Yeah, man. Like ever since what's his face? Captain America was just like that Haley Atwell's.
Yeah.
Something else.
After
Big bum British girl.
Yeah.
After rewatching Mission Impossible 3, you can see Ethan's arc from training Faris in there to bringing like Haley Atwell into the IMF as well, because he only really brings up that solution of having her join later into that film as well, because it's almost like he was screening her during that time too.
Yeah.
And then he found the solution later on.
Yeah.
I was watching this thing, and they were saying like you can see Cruz go from point man to head of the team, right?
Yeah.
And actually putting a team together that can actually do all this impossible stuff. So in theory, he is the Jim Phelps of the team.
Yeah.
So you can
True.
see it. You can see it now. Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool, like that progression.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just going back to Faris, right?
Hmm.
He is always losing his ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from Faris, and then Michelle Monaghan's character. Obviously that chick at the start, and you don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ilsa in this movie.
Or even all the ladies in that first Mission Impossible die. Every single one of them.
True. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was just really good. What's his face? Palm, though. Palm is just... Man,
Yeah.
it was so good. So good.
Yeah. 100%.
Stand out for me.
Yeah. They knew just to, like, not let her say anything. And just, don't talk about it, be about it. Like, she was just, like, just amazing.
Yeah.
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 Very much like Jaws level henchman.
Yeah. But I feel like they made her look so interesting. And when she was doing the action, it wasn't like she was like just frowning the whole time. She was loving that shit. She was loving crushing like cars and crashing through fucking concrete boulders and shit like that. It just like, it added so much to the character because she was, like you said, she's about it. You know what I mean? She is not fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for me, SI is just, he's a machine. Absolute machine.
You wonder, right? With that guy, broke out in La Bamba. He's been doing TV and DTV between that movie and then Ozark, obviously. And I think that's when people were like, this motherfucker's like, he's got some shit.
Yeah.
Why? So now I kind of think that I think he's like 53 or something like that. He better be getting roles.
Oh yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to see him in more. He's got a good look. The way he delivers lines and stuff like that. He's
It's
so threatening, but he can also be light.
but just that first when you first meet him in Ozark, and he's got them tied up, and he's in the office, and it's supposed to be threatening, but he's so fucking charming.
Yeah, body.
So what's this for? So unnerving. Like it's just like you
Mm.
shouldn't be that charming in that situation.
Yeah.
Like he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's so good. How does
He's
Lou
like-
Diamond Phillips jump off, but not this guy?
I know, but you know what? Lou Diamond Phillips, like he blew up and everything, and now you like you kind of ask, where the fuck is Lou Diamond Phillips now? I kind of like that Eli was just playing it
Playing
under the
along, yeah.
radar, and then now he's getting his due, man, and
Yeah.
I would
And
love
then-
to see that shit.
This is the same guy that was in Titans as Deathstroke as well.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what? He is fucking great in Master Gardener as well. With the Edge, he was
Yeah.
good in there.
I was watching it.
Yeah, I watched it last week. I
Must be
randomly just
holding out
checked it
on
out.
us, huh? Okay. See. Check you into the fucking wall next time.
Jeez.
It came out months ago, so I was just like, oh. Tell you what, though,
Very good.
Joel Edgerton got weird feet. That's all I'm saying.
He had funny feet in Warrior, actually, now when I think about it.
Yeah, it looks
His
like he's
feet-
had trench sock all his life.
Yeah.
What the
Like
fuck
he's
is
missing
trench
part of his
sock?
boot.
You know, trench feet. You know when you wear your socks in the war, how they had to change their socks all the time, but if you don't, your foot takes the same shape like that.
Yeah. It looks funny.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, like old mate raptor toes over here.
I love the returning characters as well. I
Yeah.
think Kittredge, bringing Kittredge back was just
Oh,
Beautiful.
that's that
Learning.
master shit.
yeah. Cerny just it was a Henry Cerny. Just absolutely kills this man. And he's just
Yeah.
chewing it up.
Yeah.
But it's the same Kittredge.
Mm.
He even has the same line. You look really upset, Mr. Hunt. And he, like, I'd expected him to be like, you haven't seen me. It's like, yeah, you
No
fucking
Kittredge
get him.
seen me upset.
Yeah. I really love the scenery in this movie, but more so just like the jump between each location.
Yeah.
It could have been very fucking disjointed with how many locations they went to, but it works out really well. And how they transition. Like with the start, how he goes out to the desert like that, that worked so well how it transitioned into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, the locales are fucking amazing. And the way that they kind of shot them, like they give every place, I reckon, like its proper due.
Mm.
And like just shows it in its splendor.
Yeah. The right moment for every location.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah. I love Benji as well. You know what I mean? Coming back, being a full-fledged agent now. He's not just on the phone. He was sort of bitching about having to go out into the field instead of staying back with Luther.
Yeah.
I like that. Ethan's character is, completely different now. I think he knows he's getting older. He knows that he can't do what he's doing for the rest of his life. Yeah. He does seem a bit softer. Like if I look at Ethan in this compared to Mission Impossible 2, he has sort of changed. He's not as hard. He's not like he seems like he's trying to change.
Yeah.
And Ilsa as well is her character is getting softer as well.
Yeah.
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 When you were talking about that rooftop scene
Yeah.
that they had, she says so much when she just like leans against him. You know what I mean? Like she's like, I fucking know, and we're gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not the right way to go, but like we got to get this shit done.
Yeah. We have to. Like we just
Yeah.
we got to do it. I love that. I love that scene simply because all she says is, "This is my first time in Venice." Like, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
The White Widow as well, as a returning character, who was completely different now. She's a bit more like Max now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bit more
she's
cutthroat.
a bit more cutthroat, a bit more like she's, I think she's feeling herself now. She knows what she's sort of capable of now.
But I do like in that moment, and like that moment where she has to choose who she's going to back. Is it going to be
Yeah.
Gabriel or is it going to be Ethan Hunt?
Hmm.
And like you can see her having to make an ethical decision there because one is going to get her money and one's like the right choice. And she knows
Yeah.
it's the right choice. But if she doesn't do that, then she's going to have this thing come after her, basically.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I going to say? And also, like you were saying, Luther and Benji,
Mm.
that dynamic of them competing like that, this guy's better than me. It's like you underestimate Phineas Freak.
Yeah.
I like that little callback to the first Mission
Yeah.
Impossible. That was really cool.
Net Ranger. Net.
And it's always those moments with Benji when he's like, oh, I am exhausted, but Ethan's out there doing
Yeah.
the wildest shit. And then the last thing for me about what worked was the stunts.
Yeah.
And what we've kind of seen, the little videos that they've shown us about, okay, prepping that little ramp and doing that is one part.
Yeah.
The actual sequence from the jump to the parachute, and then the what's his face, and then the train bit on the train, and jumping carriage to carriage to carriage. It's an amazing fucking sequence. Like
Yeah.
they didn't take their foot off your neck for like 40 minutes,
No.
Yeah.
and it's a long sustained action sequence
Yeah.
that usually you kind of get tired with, but you were sort of like, what the fuck is going to happen next?
Yeah.
But also, I didn't want it to end.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
When I
Go on.
sorry, I was just gonna say when I realized it got to that bit, I was like, fuck, this is the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. What didn't work for you, Oz?
You go to Big Dog.
So for me, it was the action. I think they had more. It was more chases and stuff like that in this one. Much like Mission Impossible, I think 3, or 4. There was more chases and whatnot than there was sort of gunplay and hand to hand sort of stuff. I understand this is only part 1, and they're probably keeping all that action for the second part, so that crews can actually train and do all that sort of stuff for that second part. But yeah, the action was just a bit. There was a lot of chase in this. Yeah, but executed perfectly. Like it was just extremely well executed. It's not really didn't work for me, but yeah, it was just something I sort of noticed.
Like the makeup of the action sequences. So
yeah.
Really, you only got really one, maybe 2 fights with the desert gunfight, and then the fight on the top of the train.
Yeah.
And the alley fight.
The alley fight, the hand to hand stuff in the alley. Yeah, that was really it.
Yeah. For me, and this is very nitpicky, was the is Benji gonna die bit. I actually wasn't really a big fan of that, and then obviously with the scene later on when they're in Venice with Rebecca Ferguson, I felt like that would have been more sudden instead of having that like lingering, like, ooh, is he gonna make it? Is he not gonna make it?
Yeah, because you always think one of them is gonna go.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I thought, it was going to be Benji. For me, what didn't work, and this is like the slightest nitpick, is they ramp up, no pun intended, that jump at the end, right? And that jump, that part, you seen most of it in the trailer.
Yeah.
I think that's the sad thing, is that like they use that to kind of sell it. But then Ethan just disappears. Once he opens his chute and he's gliding, he disappears
Hmm.
until he re-enters to just take that guy out on the train like that.
Yeah.
I know, like
Yeah.
that's the whole point and whatnot, is to sort of up the tension of, is he going to make it? Will he? Won't he?
Yeah.
And then the sort of comedic action beat.
Hmm.
But it was just, I expected more from that part of the stunt because they had ramped it up so much, and I figured that what they're showing you isn't actually what's only going to be in the movie.
Hmm.
But it's the slightest nitpick that I bet you on like second rewatch I won't even notice.
No.
Hmm.
No. It's the thing, I do want to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
Like, I
Same.
really do.
Hey,
Hmm.
y'all have anything else? Any other nitpicks? Nothing?
No.
Me neither. I find that weird because sometimes when I come out of these movies, I'm like, I like this, but this was just dog shit. Like, I just didn't have that in this movie.
Yeah.
It felt good the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's also like continuity and feedback from Macquarie and Cruz and the rest of the cast as well. Considering he's been doing this since Rogue Nation, he's probably ironed out those kinks coming up to this as well.
Yeah. All right. Favorite character for you, Oz?
That's Palm. It's easy. Palm, and Haley Atwell's comes in a close second. But Palm is just amazing in this movie. Amazing.
What do you reckon there, Big Dog?
For me, it was S.R. Morales. Like, I liked, like, obviously, Oz always loves the villain in these movies,
Yeah.
but it was more so
Yeah.
how he was portrayed almost like a ghost, like going through. Like, he was a vessel for this AI, and it wasn't it was a very, I want to say, symbiotic relationship when it came to them. Like, this AI wanted him to do this, but he also had some very real experience from beforehand, which made him perfect for it as well. And with his
Yeah.
relationship with Ethan, I thought that was just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And second favorite was Rebecca Ferguson.
Mm.
I thought she was great just because of her arc from Rogue Nation to here, because it was almost mirrored with Haley Atwell for me, as she was very double agenty and just wanted to do things for her because of MI6, and she had those choices, and now she's become like fucking, don't want to say it, but part of the family with the IMF like that.
Family.
Yeah. No, I was thinking like Fast X, like how some of their characters don't work as well. But, like, and it's been like 10 movies, you know what I mean? There's like 7 movies and like you love all these O's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I gonna say about Ilsa as well? Fucking. My favorite character is Pom Clementif. Yeah, for sure. Her like depiction of Paris. What I found was fucking mad is that in that chase, you feared her coming through, and they almost do like this monster shot, like a monster reveal shot. You know when they knock over all of the fucking Vespers?
Yeah.
And they're figuring out, all right, you're gonna drive and shit like that, and you just see that fucking Humvee slide into camera like that.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
fuck. How are they gonna, like, it was almost like a Dark Knight Rises style chase,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which admittedly they also did in Paris in Fallout as well. But that's sort of all the cops in the city chasing you sort of thing. But this just worked so well with the handcuff dynamic and whatnot. But yeah, Pom Clementif, she just felt capable.
Yeah.
And not so capable that she was just destroying O's left, right, and center with one hit
Yeah.
or whatnot. But just her determination, like, I'm going to fucking get you, was crazy. But they also then layered in humanity and humility at the end there, where she's like sort of like she's been betrayed.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Biggest surprise for you, O's, in the movie?
The movie was more a sort of political thriller than it was a Mission Impossible film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like a political thriller with with action in it,
Hmm.
right? This is sort of Hunt for Red October sort of movie. It's even got
Yeah.
the little nod at the start to the Hunt for Red October, where they're speaking Russian, and then immediately they have English, but they're speaking it with a Russian accent.
Mm.
Yeah, it was great. It would have been good to see, McTiernan direct one of these movies, to be honest.
Oh, if
Yeah.
they made Mission Impossible in the fucking 80s,
Mate,
McTiernan would have ripped the shit to fucking pieces.
Yeah.
Fuck, it
Yeah.
would have been sick. And it would have been synth themes all the way.
yeah, that for me was the biggest surprise.
Yeah. Mine was Dave's from the What Worked was the plot surrounding current political climate with the artificial intelligence and learning. I was so surprised by that being the introduction of the big bad for part one,
Yeah.
Mm.
and just how well that worked as well.
Yeah.
So that was huge for me, and yeah, I don't have really much else to say other than it just worked
Yeah.
really fucking well.
I didn't expect that to work because when they have like the computer system out, it just comes off fucking hokey as shit.
It's
Yeah.
2001
Hello,
did it
Dave.
Yeah. Good morning, Dave.
Or like Terminator Salvation, where they have like it's trash. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But this, you
Salvation,
didn't need to.
Genesis.
They do it in both.
Oh, they do too.
Yeah.
I think like
They didn't learn.
AI villains are very hard to cut. Like good ones are hard to come by. Like
Yeah.
the only one I can think of is like Ex Machina.
Ex Machina and what's his face?
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
That's a whole different kettle of fish. You know what I mean? For me, the biggest surprise was how Macquarie introduced things like the what if flashback from Fallout.
Mm.
And he reintroduces it here, and how much it feels like the action Shaun of the Dead moment where they're going through the plane. I was like, I don't know if that was Simon Pegg influenced or what, but he takes it from Fallout, puts it in this one as well, and it becomes like a Mission Impossible mainstay.
Yeah.
Like almost like another thing that you would sort of. But I mean, they've been doing it since Mission Impossible 1.
Yeah.
When they kind of breaking into Langley or whatnot. But the way he does it here, you almost think that's what's going to happen, and then when he gets out of it, it's completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not as they planned it out. I think that was the biggest surprise for me, was how he can sort of reintroduce things and then like just make it part of the DNA of the movie.
Mm.
Yeah. It would have been fucking hilarious if someone cut in the fucking just see him cheersing at the Winchester.
Yeah.
Have a nice pint. We're all good to go.
But I guess the thing that sort of sums it up for me was that it's a complete part. And they didn't leave you. It's not a cliffhanger at the end.
No.
It is, but it isn't. You know what I mean? Like they accomplished their mission basically.
Yeah.
But there's still shit out there. They still haven't really done the other thing. And the setup for the second part wasn't like they left like these big threads hanging at the end of one.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's shit that they still have to do, and that's fine. But it's not like, if you want to know how this ends, go see part 2 next year in June. It's not like that at all. And
Yeah.
man, that's Macquarie, and Macquarie just continues to surprise you. Like this though, that came from The Way of the Gun. He directed The Way of the Gun.
Yeah, you wrote a whole lot of TV as well, and like he's just the man.
Yeah.
Like Macquarie is just the man. He gets it. He just gets it. Like I can't imagine how Maverick would have turned out without Macquarie there as well.
Yeah.
Like you can feel it. You can feel his presence there.
Yeah. He knows how to make a satisfying movie.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm walking out the cinema like going, I'm fucking wholly satisfied.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that I'd really, really want.
Mm.
And I know that when I come out of part 2, I'm just gonna be like, I need to like run that shit back again. I need to watch it.
If part 2 is what it is, what I think it's going to be, part 2 is going to be the best mission movie ever.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's gearing up to be just next level, man.
Yeah.
I know, like, should take, like, tweets with a grain of salt, but after McHugh was like, if you thought the stunts in, like, Dead Reckoning Part 1 were good, Part 2 has some crazier stunts that you'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. That's
Also,
the fucking wildest shit ever.
another surprise for me, sorry, I should have mentioned this fucking before.
No, go for it.
Was how well the villain of old with S.I. Morales being introduced worked in this movie as well. Because normally you get that really shit, just like, oh, he's an enemy from my past, and it's just really shit.
The waves.
Yeah.
But this was really, it was done tastefully. It was fucking awesome. Because they didn't give you a lot, it was just enough for, they give you the flashback, which is only a few seconds, and then for Hunt to give you the breakdown of, he doesn't enjoy the killing, he enjoys the suffering. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
They did so much with that. We don't even know who that lady was on the floor. Like,
That's right.
We have no idea. We just understand, and it's weird. I was thinking, this is the only person that actually elicits like an emotional response from Isai, from a villain. Even when what's his face had his wife sort of like strung up, it was just like, nah, the mission. I did the mission, and you should let it go now. You know what I mean? Like, there was no emotion. There was nothing. Like,
Yeah. I was thinking, like, just when we started the episode, right? Haley Atwell's character, handpicked by White Widow. But what if White Widow was sort of influenced by the entity because Haley Atwell's character is linked to that chick that's dead at the start of the movie? What if that's Ethan's daughter?
It's a bit too old to be the daughter.
I know. But I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of linkage. Probably not. I don't know. Grace is sort of the way that they chose names and stuff. Like Gabriel is also a biblical name.
Yeah.
So is Grace.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
To be concluded.
that person that Isai killed could be her daughter.
Because that was like years ago when he joined the IMF.
Well, that was the catalyst of him joining, right?
Yeah.
So that was the,
because he was like blamed for that.
Yeah, that was the should you choose to accept it. That was his intro into IMF. I like that as well. They explained that whole sort of thing. That was cool.
In like 30 seconds. It didn't take them like 10 minutes to do like a big old intro and convoluted bullshit. 30 seconds.
With like less dialogue than you'd need for anything else. Just clear, concise dialogue. This is what we need.
Yeah. And it's perfect, like, show, don't tell.
Yeah.
See you, Macquarie.
It's funny how well that works, where they talk about like that's one of his real, like his main regret. And then you see like Ghost Protocol and Jeremy Renner's talking about how he takes out those 6 Serbian nationals after his wife supposedly gets killed and shit like that, and how well he takes that moving forward too. It's fucking crazy.
When is Renner going to pop back up? I need him for that last one.
I was going to say like that because they say like, you know, that there'll be special surprises from team members that'll pop up in the next one. I was like, Renner is back. I reckon they stopped this.
So.
They stopped it so Renner could get better, so that he can be in what's his face in the next one.
I hope so, man.
Yeah,
shit.
Fuck, I hope so.
Maybe we'll see Paula Patton again.
Yeah. I reckon we could probably see some other members from that mission cast. Maggie Q could
Yep.
come back. Like I reckon we'll probably, if it is going to be the last one, we'll see some cameos like that.
Sick. Just see
Jonathan
Henry
Rhys
Cavill show
Myers. Oh, my twin brother.
I already told you, he's just like he's got the goatee. He's no moustache. He's just the goatee. Like that's what
That'd
he's
be
doing.
wild. Just the
Yeah.
Zod.
Yeah.
So is Ilsa coming back, you reckon?
I reckon she's back.
Yeah.
I reckon she'll be
Yeah.
back. That'll be the surprise.
I hope so.
I don't think she's
Oh.
dead, to be honest. She
I-
got stabbed a bit too high.
Yeah. And maybe
But-
they'll pull some shit like her heart's on the right side.
Yeah, I was
something
just
like
about to
that.
say the ninja assassin.
We're not doing that.
I hope not. That'd be so fucking hokey.
Yeah.
Her heart is special.
It's special.
Yeah. All right. Has got anything else?
No.
No, but going to the cinema, who do you recommend this for?
I recommend this to anyone that wants a mad action experience and just hasn't been satisfied in the cinema for a very, very long time.
Mm.
Kind of had a dry spell of action cinema where you kind of just don't feel it as much. This just hit on every level. Like it's not like the mid-range stuff, beautiful. But that high-level action movie, that blockbuster, I don't think they've hit that in a long, long time. There isn't anything that sticks out for me besides Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the team just do it so well and effortlessly that I think if you're like, I don't know, if you're going out to the movies, just go see it. It's worth checking it out. I don't think people are going to be disappointed. They might have thoughts and whatnot, but I don't think they're going to be disappointed at the spectacle that they get to see.
Yeah. And go see it as big as you can, in the biggest format you can.
Yeah.
Did it just be, yeah, it's next level.